share my experience so far and also hang with me until the end. I have a quick little invitation for you to give it a try. We're doing a little intermittent fasting challenge, and as you know, I have, for many of you maybe, who over the last couple of years, I've always been really into health and nutrition and just learning about different things. So when this intermittent fasting challenge came up, I wanted to give it a try to see what it was all about. And I mean, I like having a challenge. I like having some external motivation. So having a little challenge is always great for me to help achieve my goals. And I wanted to try this out because I thought for sure that I would not be the person that would be doing this at all. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure I've never skipped a meal on purpose in my entire life. And so I've been doing it for about 2.5 weeks. If any of you have tried intermittent fasting, type IF in the comments, and then I would love to know a little bit more about your personal experience. I guess, you know, I've always been told that, you know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day and skipping meals is bad for you and your metabolism. So, hey, Denise, I know Denise, who just popped on, has been doing intermittent fasting for a while and has probably has some great tips for you guys that she could include in the comments. And so I would say that the first thing that I noticed when doing it is, yes, maybe the first couple of days were kind of rough getting used to the schedule. And so let me just give you a brief little overview as far as what people typically do is to, as far as the intermittent fasting, they typically will pick either a 16, 18, or 20 to 16 hours where you're fasting, 18 hours, or also a 20-hour. Now, I started out, and then you have a smaller eating window, and you can Google, intermittent fasting. You can type things into YouTube. And then I have some other awesome information for you for those who are wanting to learn a little bit more information about it. But anyway, so you have, you split up your day, the 24 hours. And so I've been doing 16-8, which is that you're fasting for 16 hours and you have an 18, and then you have an 8-hour eating window, just to kind of take it slow. And I would definitely say, number one of the things that maybe you didn't know is to try and take it a little bit slow would be the first thing. So maybe you start with 12 and then 14 and then 16 and kind of see how that goes. And just really starting to listen to your hunger cues in that time frame a little bit better. So that would be the first thing, listen to your cues, hunger cues, and take it a little bit slow. And what I have noticed, and maybe other people have noticed, but me personally, is that, so number 2, like during that actual eating window, I've actually been a lot less hungry, which I thought would be the total opposite. So I think where a lot of people go wrong is that they end up eating a lot more in the eating window, where you would tend to overeat in that window versus, just following those hunger cues to where you eat when you're hungry or eat when you're full. And one of the things I know I had mentioned a long time ago that I discovered, there's something called like 25 bites or the first burp, which kind of plays into that. Hello, Ben. And that is a good place to stop eating, where you notice, I know it sounds really weird and I've talked about it before, that when you're eating, we all actually burp. When I heard this little rule, I was like, there's no way I don't do that. Well, fact is, we just all learned to do it silently. So that is one thing that really, really helped me in my journey in getting healthy and losing weight and losing some inches, is listening more to my body and that first burp, or taking about 25 bites. And so what I have noticed, number 2, is that I'm definitely less hungry in that eating window, and I'm having a lot less hunger cues, and as well a lot less like hangriness, which I ask my husband. I'm like the queen of hangry and have been probably my whole life. So that's what I found to be really interesting. And again, those of you who are jumping on, if you have tried intermittent fasting before, type an IF in the comments for me, because I would like to know what your experience was. I mean, truly, I thought I was gonna die doing this, thinking that's what I thought before starting it, but really it only took a couple days to get used to it. And if you allow yourself a little bit of flexibility, I mean, this isn't like do or die, where if you are, past that 14-hour window, then, if you're in a situation and where you have to eat something or you're having a meeting, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of flexibility with this. So that was, the number 2 thing is that I was a lot less hungry in that eating window. And then number 3, what I have found also to be really interesting, and how many of you maybe knew this, is that, some studies have shown with intermittent fasting, it really helps reduce your blood sugar or insulin resistance. And you can go look that up. I'm not a doctor. I'm not making any medical claims. But to go giving your body a little bit of a break helps reduce that insulin resistance as well as reduce the blood sugar levels, which is pretty cool, because I know, adult onset diabetes, and as well with a lot of children, there are a lot of other factors, but that's something to know, that kind of a simple thing that you can have control over that can help with that. And then I haven't really, so it's been about 2.5 weeks. I haven't really stepped on the scale. That wasn't the point. I may have lost maybe a couple of pounds. I definitely have noticed like less bloating in the stomach area. And then, like I said, just that I've noticed my hunger not being as big and not as hangry throughout the day, where I was definitely that number 1 person that, like I said, never ever skipped a meal. So I found it to be very interesting, and I will keep you all posted on everything that's been going on with the intermittent fasting. I feel like I'm, enjoying those meals, so I'll have lunch and then dinner and maybe a snack in between, and I haven't really missed it now that I've gotten into a good rhythm. And one of the other tricks, I have a couple of little tips and tricks if you guys would like to know. We do have a private intermittent fasting challenge group community. If you would like some info on that, be sure to type in the comments IF community, or you can message me and I will get you an invitation to our secret community that has got tons and tons of info, more info on intermittent fasting, and we're doing an awesome challenge. There's still time to join. We're doing it throughout the month. To join on, and we have a bunch of amazing resources. So I just wanted to share, what I've learned so far, how I've actually been enjoying it, which I thought I would never be the person to say that. And I'll kind of keep you updated on some of the results. But I will notice that some of the supplements that I've been taking have really helped that along with some of those hunger cravings and keeping my blood sugar really even. So anyway, I appreciate you being on, and it's great to be back. Just a little side note, I would like to start doing these lives at a regular time, and was thinking about doing Thursday at 3 o'clock. If you guys have any input, I would love to hear if there's a good time for when you want to put it on your calendar to see my videos go live, or a recorded video as well. And then also working on the interview series to get those back to bring you lots and lots of amazing content. So with that, go out and make it a great day. It's great to be back, and thanks for jumping on and watching the broadcast.